Welcome in, everybody, to the Bitcoin Made Simple podcast. I'm your host, Corey Tusick, and guess what? A presidential candidate said something to drive the price of Bitcoin. Just kidding. They said something for votes. But before we get into that, I want to thank, as always, the sponsor, the Bitbox O2 hardware wallet. Go to bitbox.swiss/Bitcoin Made Simple. Use promo code Bitcoin Made Simple to get 5% off. And you will be really, really happy that you did that because your coins can't be touched if they're there. And I would strongly suggest you use it. It's simple, easy to use, touchscreen. It's beautiful. It's a sleek design. And if a caveman like me can do it, you can too. Also, I want to thank Barefoot Mining for sponsoring the podcast. Barefoot Mining, you can go to barefootmining.com. Barefoot Mining has made it their mission to grow and secure Bitcoin mining network by bringing a diverse set of operations to life. I'll talk about that more in a minute. Barefoot Mining is always looking for more energy and like-minded investors for new projects. So if you're interested, please reach out to me or to them. Barefoot Mining is continually seeking partnerships across a variety of energy sources, including but not limited to hydroelectric, stranded gas, flared gas, bioenergy, solar, geothermal, and wind. You can find them at barefootmining.com or at Barefoot Mining on X. Thank you to the sponsors that make this show possible. I do want to talk to you guys a little bit about, I spent the entire day in the forest, which is different for me, but it's part of my new life, so I like it. And that is because I'm going to continue making Bitcoin the center of my life. And I'm excited about that. I continue to push towards using other energy sources to mine Bitcoin. And so that requires me to be out in the wilderness. And I have a funny story about that, but I'll get to that in a second. I do want to look at, so the conference is happening right now. And a lot of different things that are being said. But I just want to be clear. I mean, obviously, I'm not at the conference this year. It's the first time I haven't gone to the conference in a couple years. And it does make me sad because it is fun to get together with friends. But I'm not really a huge fan of how shitcoinery the conference has become. And doing this Bitcoin meetup tour has kind of made me feel like the real conference is at Bitcoin meetups with Bitcoiners only. So yeah, I don't know. But that's not the reason. The other reason is because I'm building stuff, which is a very, I believe, valid reason to not go would be that you are building. So yeah, like I said today, that's the story that I'll get to is that I was in the forest mining Bitcoin. I promise I'll get to what the people said about Bitcoin. But I'll share this story first. So in the woods, to the point where, no cell reception, none whatsoever. So in the Pennsylvania woods, and I'll let you guys know that I am private about where, I live, all that kind of stuff. But I live in Pennsylvania. I think everybody knows that. I live in Pittsburgh. So if you're one of the people that don't know where Pennsylvania is or where Pittsburgh is, it is in Pennsylvania. So it's no secret I live in Pennsylvania. And so no cell service, and the GPS, which this has been a battle with me and my wife, for years. She has been saying that the car GPS is crap and that I should use the GPS on our phones only. But I like the screen right there that shows me where the GPS is taking me. I don't want to have a phone kind of like off to the side or all wonky. The screen's not as big. A million other reasons. But our car it's a 2017, which, whoa, 7 years old. No, it's 2018. It's still, though. It's amazing how it still feels new to me, which I'm a Bitcoiner now. I obviously bought it before I got into Bitcoin hardcore. So I will not be buying a new one. I will be driving it till the wheels fall off. But yeah, so anyways, she always says the GPS is wrong on the car. And I just have noticed that maybe it is, but I prefer having it on the screen there. Well, today, since I didn't have cell reception, I was leaving the one site and I was like, well, which way do I want to go? And it was a newer site, so I was not as familiar with how, actually it's the first time going from this site to home. I'm like, all right, which way do I want to go? The GPS was showing me to go to the right, but I came from the left, and I was like, but I had come from another spot, so it's possible, like I had multiple stops, so it is possible that it made more sense to go to the right. I was like, all right, I'm going to trust the GPS. I was like, I'll just drive until I come across a cell signal, which, to give you an idea, is how remote, you'll find out how remote this was. I was like, I'll just drive until I get a cell signal, then I'll use my GPS on my phone to make sure I'm going the right direction. I'm driving for like 3 miles, no cell signal still, and it's telling me to make a left. I'm like, okay, I'll make the left. It's going down a road that looks like a less main road, but still a road. Then that road turns into a single lane, like gravel road, then dirt road through the forest. And I'm like, oh my God. But it's telling me to keep going and turn, left in like 5 miles. So I'm like, well, there's got to be a road down there. So I'm driving, and I drive to the point that I'm like, well, I can see, I'm like, there is no road that I'm coming up on. It's telling me to turn onto another dirt road. So at that point, I turn around, head back to the main road, and now it's telling me to keep going in the direction that I was going. It's like, all right, maybe this GPS figured itself out. So I'm driving, getting to see all parts of Pennsylvania that I've never seen before. And the moment that I finally was like, you know what? I think I need to turn around, hit me whenever I saw a sign that said, welcome to New York. And I was like, okay, this was a mistake. I got to turn around. So anyways, my wife was very happy to find out that I did utter the words today. You were right. The car GPS is crap. And I'm not going to use that again. I will use a BitBox02 hardware wallet again, though, and you all should. But yeah, I just thought my time was better spent building these things in the Bitcoin ecosphere world. All right, so Bobby Kennedy said some interesting things. Robert F. Kennedy said that he will sign it, if he wins the presidency, he will sign an executive order for the U.S. to buy 550 Bitcoin a day until they build a reserve of 4 million Bitcoin if he's elected. Okay. Sorry, if you're watching the video, you just saw the face I made where I'm like, really? I mean, love you, Bobby Kennedy. I appreciate some of your views. Don't appreciate other ones, but, I don't agree with everything anyone says. So that's fine. And I appreciate that you are pro Bitcoin, but, sure, it'd be great if you got elected. I think this country needs a 3-party system. I just think we're so far removed from that. Also, 550 Bitcoin a day. I think that's more Bitcoin than are minted every day. And also 4 million Bitcoin as a reserve is 4 million. That's, out of 21 million. That's what's the percentage? Sorry, it's late at night and I was on the road a lot today and evidently lost for parts of the day. So 4 divided by 21 would be 19%. I'd be stunned if the U.S. were able to purchase 19% of the Bitcoin that will ever exist. That would send the price through the absolute roof. So yeah, that'd be cool. But yeah, I don't see it happening. But here's the more interesting part that I took away. He said, RFK Jr. said, I understand that tomorrow President Trump may announce his plan to authorize the U.S. government to buy 1 million Bitcoin as a strategic reserve asset, and I applaud that announcement. What? I can't imagine that he would just like improv that moment. So he said it, and it came out. Does that mean, did he just like spill the beans on what Trump is going to do tomorrow? I don't know. Would be interesting if Trump announced he was going to buy 1 million Bitcoin. I mean, the price of Bitcoin right now is at like $68,000. Good Lord, an announcement like that is going to send, I mean, we might see a $10,000 daily candle. In which direction, you ask? I don't know. And it doesn't matter because you shouldn't be in this for the price. But I am a little surprised at how much Bitcoin's getting talked about this cycle, this election cycle. Thought it was going to be a while before, but evidently it's something that nobody can ignore. It is something that is a smart move for anyone who's interested in Bitcoin or interested in, freedom, I guess, of any kind. And any politician going forward is going to have some kind of Bitcoin, and I will say this bad word, crypto, because there are ones that will just go the crypto angle, but you have to have a Bitcoin play. And honestly, it's not going to be too long before like all the other cryptos are just wiped out, removed, goodbye. Because I don't know, I don't even pay attention, but I did see some people say that ETH was having a bad run ever since a ETH ETF went out. Apparently, it was down compared to the U.S. So, or the Bitcoin dollar ETF. But yeah, I don't know. I'll be stunned if the U.S. government, if Trump announces that he's going to buy 1 million Bitcoin as a strategic reserve asset. I will be stunned. But crazier things have happened. So I can't say it's out of the realm of possibilities. I am not stunned that politicians will say whatever they can say to get your vote. So, as usual, do not trust politicians. Do not trust anyone except for those that you know you can trust. But you know that you cannot trust anyone with your money, and that is why we use the trustless system known as Bitcoin. Thank you, Satoshi, for making it. Thank you all for listening, and thank you to the BitBox O2 hardware wallet, and I will talk to you guys later.